All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Let's start you out today with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day. Now, if you are on Instagram or TikTok, you're going to see these quotes under Reels, but if you have the free Daily Mastermind mobile app, you've also got that right in a tab that's called Quotes. You'll get that quote of the day every single day, even on the weekends. So the quote this week is, or today actually, is from Tony Robbins, and it is, whatever you focus on is what you get. Whatever you focus on is what you get, which is so true. I say it over and over and over. What you focus on grows. What you track, you will attract. And so listen, I want to talk to you today about the idea that you can overcome your fears. And this whole concept of acting as if it were impossible to fail. Now, I was reading one of my favorite books, Be a Sales Superstar by Brian Tracy. It's a great book about 21 great ways to sell more, faster, easier in tough markets. And it's definitely a tough market right now. But there's a chapter that Brian has, which is called Act as if it were impossible to fail. And I'm going to read this chapter to you because I think it's just so brilliant. I don't even want to summarize it. I think you're going to get so much out of it. And it starts out with a quote from Mark Twain that says, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear." Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. And I really think that sets up this really, really well. What I want you to do is I want you to think about what it is in your life right now that you fear. It might be something business related. It might be something personally related. You might be dealing with trials, obstacles, whatever it is. But we all have fears. And I want you to think about that because I want you to think about this concept of acting as if it were impossible to fail. Brian Tracy says, fear, uncertainty, and doubt are and always have been the greatest enemies of success and happiness. And for that reason, top salespeople work continuously to confront the fears that hold most salespeople back. The two major fears that stand as the greatest obstacles on your road to success are the fear of failure or loss and the fear of criticism or rejection. These are the major enemies to be overcome. And as it happens, it's not the actual failure or rejection that hurts you or holds you back. It's the fear of failure or rejection that stops you from acting. It is the anticipation or expectation of failure or rejection that paralyzes you and blocks you from doing what you need to do to achieve your goals. How many of us have been paralyzed by fear and not done the very things that we know are going to take us to the next level? I mean, the truth is that everyone is afraid of something, and often many things. And everyone you meet is afraid of failure and rejection in some way. You've got to remember that. The difference between a hero and a coward is that the hero is brave just a couple minutes longer. The average person moves away from and avoids fear-causing situations, but a brave person forces himself or herself to confront the fear and do what is feared anyway. Glenn Ford, the actor, once said, "If you do not do the thing you fear, then the fear controls your life." How many of us feel like fear is controlling our life right now? Ralph Waldo Emerson said his entire life was changed when he read these words: "If you would be a great success, make a habit throughout your life of doing the things you fear." The fear of failure, the major obstacle that holds you back, is felt in the solar plexus and experienced as the feeling of "I can't." You can neutralize this feeling by repeating the opposite phrase, I can, over and over. Even more effective for neutralizing the fear of failure is to say to yourself, I can do it, over and over until you actually believe it. Whenever you repeat the words, I can do it, your fear goes down and your self-confidence goes up. And when you repeat to yourself the words, I like myself, I am the best, I can do it, you'll boost your self-esteem and self-image to the point where you eventually will feel unstoppable. You create within yourself the mindset of the high-performance person. Then, as Emerson said, do the thing and you will have the power. So here's the key. I think it's so important for us to learn and identify the fact that we are focused outside when we're focused on fear of rejection or criticism or failure, whatever it is. And so many of us are looking outside ourselves to try to overcome those fears. with our looks or our emotions and things that we're portraying, or people around us, or if we feel like if we had this, it would help us. If we wait for that, it would help us. What I'm suggesting is that you've got to work within. And like Brian Tracy says, if you say to yourself, I can do it, it can happen. And the other thing that I really like is to point out this idea that when you act, your confidence will come. If you wait for confidence to be able to act on your fears, for example, you're never going to get there. But what happens is when you lean into your fear and you move into your fear and the things that you do not feel comfortable with, that's when the confidence, the self-esteem, the belief, the courage, all of that stuff will come to you. The courage will come when you're in the moment, not when you're trying to get the courage to get into the moment. So that's my thought for you today. I hope you have an amazing week this week. We've got several things coming up, but my goal is to create that inspiration and motivation for you on a day-to-day basis, so then you can go apply yourself at your highest level and become the best version of yourself, create the life that you were meant to live, and live in an extraordinary way. So that's the message for today. Do me a favor, go over to the Daily Mastermind Instagram and or Facebook. Check us out, like the page. We've got a whole bunch of new quotes and things that are kind of coming into there. We've got new reels and trainings. Our goal is to provide that inspiration in the morning, a little bit of training in the afternoon, and some additional thoughts later in the day. So check out the page, follow us, do what you can to kind of share this episode, and I'll look forward to talking with you again tomorrow morning. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a phenomenal day.